Reina and Chronicle back on the Sova. The reason why Rekka said, I mean, Chronicle already plays Sova, so why not give him the role and just move Shaders to something completely crazy? Let's see here on the agent select if we have some surprises.
Yes, the Prime Gaming agent select. Now, I think the big thing we need to talk about here on the side of 100 Thieves is that bottle that they don't run the Sage or the Jet on Icebox, which I feel like at this point is a little bit criminal.
Yeah, I mean, when we watched it, we're like, okay, never mind, it's not that bad. But honestly, when you think about how well Asuna and Ethan play together on this map and just the value that they get out of those two specifically, and you see how close their games are still, you have to wonder if that is continuously a problem for them and whether they're going to think of changing it down the line. Because as you see, Gambit's going for it. Every other team pretty much in the world has decided that meta on Icebox must be to run a Sage.
Yeah, and the Jet as well, next to Red Guard there. Kukuka, you know, as you said, Gambit, they changed things up, but they're sticking with the new change.
Yeah, they're sticking with it. I feel like yesterday it looked amazing. They should really keep doing it. And Shadows, as Bala was saying, had a really good start of the day. So if you can put the two that are having the best day, Shadows and Defo together on the aggressive part of your team, go for it.
Yeah, well, Gambit, they are one map away from becoming the first team to make it to Berlin Masters playoffs. But Doug and Riv, 100 Thieves, they're very much still in this.
Very much still in this indeed. Thank you so much, Sue. I think one of the interesting things we need to talk about here, Riv, is again, 100 Thieves starting off on defense, much like we saw in the previous map. And as we saw the other day against Havan Liberty, Asuna just ran circles around A on Reina. Can we expect the same? Yeah, but can we expect the same when Shados is on the other side?
I'm not sure. I think knowing that Gambit's going to be either playing it patient or running straight through, Asuna has to figure out what that's going to be at first, because I feel like they'll just set up a crossfire for him to run straight through, and they say thank you very much.
I mean, look at the startup early off already, right? Like, Asuna's not anywhere near there. They're just playing a bit off of A. They've got heavy util, and that's exactly where Gambit is heading. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves are already taking some space away down long. You see Ethan has worked his way up. You've got Nitro and Asuna who are going to be doing the same. They've got a pinch. The problem is, look at Nats.
Waiting.
No shot.
1, 2. Oh, Asuna with the look almost gets taken down. They're going to try to get him with 3. That is going to be 1. Gambit
but they're pulling back. They're pulling back. They're pulling back. It's just going to be a complete slugfest back on the site. 100 Thieves were able to trade out a couple. Asuna's already good for 2. Looking to land the 3rd. No. Chronicle cleans that back up. Ethan's going to fall as well. Members of 100 Thieves continue to fall. A 2v2 here as a Spike is huddled back in their side. And after 40 seconds of chaos, 45 seconds of chaos, all right, let's go back to our respective halves. Let's slow down and let's start over.
I think with that dart, they realize 100 Thieves has reset a bit on the defensive side. You mentioned it, Gambit on attack. They're going to be on attack for every map they hit. They want to keep the momentum going off the start. And we got our answer for whether Asuna wanted to push or not. It was a yes. Both teams got hot and heavy real quick. And now the plant going down B for Gambit.
30 seconds left.
Chronicle.
Planted.
All right, so the Spike is down. Dart cleared out.
Oh, does ping?
Oh, yeah, it did. You're right. So it did tag onto Chronicle. They have a decent idea of where he is, but they don't know where Defo is.
They know he's close because Chronicle did not look up to kill that on his ping.
Not close enough. Oh, Defo. Eco gets messed up as well. Gambit win the pistol again. An excellent start for the #1 seed of EMEA.
Defo's just crosshair placement, accuracy, nerves of steel, all just so good. It did not look like he was even put out in that situation. He wanted more. And here Asuna does try to spice things up in the beginning with that triple push from B of Nitro and another teammate as well, but just not even giving 100 Thieves a chance to look around the corner. My word.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing is, again, we talked about the fight for A. 100 Thieves didn't do that. They ran B, but Gambit were kind of expecting it because they left Nats back in spawn to sniff it out. So it was like, who's going to get the upper hand on who in the previous round? But for 100 Thieves now, they're not going to be buying up. Asuna having that ghost is one exception. Heavy lean towards B from Gambit here as they work towards long.
Ult points being favored toward Redgar, making sure reses can come up sooner than later. The Viper Wall is pretty much the only utility used up here for the moment. And they're getting themselves into position right now. A few smokes just behind that. And it's going to be 100 Thieves trying on the retake.
Nitro playing tight. Wall goes down Defo again. back behind yellow. You see Chronicle has already looped all the way around, making sure there's no flank coming in, and that's exactly where Acend is going. So keep a second eye or a third eye, if you will, on the mini-map to see how that plays out while the fight continues on the site. Spike continuing to tick away. Redgar working his way forward. Yep, right into Ethan's lap. Cleans him up, but Nitro! Nitro through, I don't know that he saw where he was. Shados taking care of Hiko. Nats pushing his way forward. Just 2 members remaining on the side of 100 Thieves as the numbers heavily go that way. There's that third eye that shows up at just the right time as Nats cleans up the final kill for Gambit. They win the second round.
What a chaotic little back and forth. Just simple utility used did not allow 100 Thieves to get any angles. Also, they were trying to play the dip and dodge to get their classics into play. But 3 kills across the board for quite a few members of Gambit. Look at the stack on those alt orbs that could be coming up soon. 100 Thieves a little behind on that, and alt orbs can definitely secure and change the game on some rounds. Just the third run coming in here, though, the bonus coming in for Gambit, and now it's going to be Vandals and Phantoms for 100 Thieves.
I'm really curious to see what they dial up, because this has the potential to be a back-breaking round, right? Like, you flip economy on its head if Gambit are somehow able to win the bonus.
Absolutely.
Really throw 100 Thieves for a tizzy.
Already slowly crouching through mid is Nats. Such good positioning already. Hiko doesn't even know. He thinks, oh, that's safe. They could not have timed that just yet. And that's how much Gambit is in their heads.
Asena's right behind him. Asena's right behind him.
Can he turn for Asena, though?
Asena, there it is! Oh my gosh, Asena almost doesn't land the shots, but he cleans up Nats. Meanwhile, on A, the spike is down. Viper's wall, not going to be a factor, as Nats did get cleaned up. 100 Thieves looking to attempt the retake.
Quick 1-for-1. Everybody coming from the same side here. Looks like it's actually going to be 3 on the top side dropping off of this catwalk, Doug. They're going to try to just smother what's going down underneath. You're expecting 1, but here comes the cavalry.
Steal up top. Asuna is already good for it. Redgar. No, Redgar, not like this. With all this info, the weapon upgraded. He's good for 1. Okay, he does get cleaned up. Nitro gets the kill and the defuse. That was dicey for a moment, but they get away with it. But Riv, I will say this from Gambit. What's the storyline for them on attack? Slow, steady, default, right? Feel things out. They just dialed up something hot and heavy for really probably the first time we've seen all series.
And this is a much closer game in statistics across it, not in plays. Again, Gambit having 25 recent plays on Icebox, 200 Thieves 15, which is still pretty good, but knowing what they can do, knowing if they have to match or change up their pace to get through 100 Thieves is something they've already shown is not a problem.
Defo. Yeah, Defo getting up top early on. Looking to make a bit of noise towards long. The drone going to serve as the tip of the spear as Defo looks to take some space away.
Asuna. Somebody clear it for him.
Oh!
Absolutely unfortunate. Definitely should be. If there was enough there to clear it, 100 Thieves just getting hit up on these little trick plays. Coming in from Gambit. Now they have a bit of control. They know 100 Thieves is going to be spreading out the map right now. And Gambit can do whatever they need to. Spike's still in mid.
Right, and this is Gambit. Like, this is vintage Gambit, right? Death by 1,000 cuts. We're going to cut you on one side of the map. Going to cut you on the other. We're going to apply pressure. Right, like, you understand now Defo's still on B, so you can lean that way, but middle of the map is not an option as they're all working their way towards that. Nitro's in a spot where there's a chance to make the play happen, but no, when you swing around the corner and you're looking at 3 members of Gambit, what do you got? Hiko? That's all he's going to get. He gets 2, Nats cleans him up. Gambit win another Riv.
A good quick cleanup, and again, we look at Defo in that position, right? He got the first kill. But for him to stay there that long, you ask why. It's because there was no time for Asuna to have shot that dart, so somebody else did in sight, and he was trying to find that person. Absolutely was able to target out Steel, just really playing a smart game from the side of Gambit. Hiko doing his damnedest here to clean it up. Always good for a clutch, but Gambit says, not this time. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Not this time indeed. 100 Thieves back on pistols with how many rounds have gone the way of Gambit. 100 Thieves really haven't been able to get out of the gates, if you will. Shados, second time's a charm, or so they say. But, I mean, again, Gambit, slow, quiet, see what they can get.
100 Thieves trying to creep up. Maybe if they catch any audio on the catwalk, or belt here, rather, coming up. They did hear the Vandal, so it looks like Asuna was looking to get a quick classic to the face of someone, but Gambit says, no, we're happy on our line of scrimmage right now. What are you going to do, 100 Thieves? Here's the drone from Hiko. So now they know. They'll hear this drone back towards A. They've got a little bit more utility out. They can move forward a bit safer as you see him moving it.
Steal a couple of warning shots. Make them think twice
All
about where
to
they
be.
want to play. Yep, and you're right, Riv. They're all pulling off. They're all going to be... They get the early info that there's nobody towards A, right? Asuna took some space away. The drone was there as the tip of the spear. They get info that there's no one towards A, and then they pull off. And you see now they're like, what? Guys, I think we've got to pull back. That's exactly where GAMBIT are. They've gotten into the site. And the thing that's going to be even more difficult here is you've got nothing but pistols, right? You have to take these fights up close and personal, or else you're going to be in a brutal spot. You see Ethan tries to go up top, grab some high ground, but no, it's Defo who gets even higher. Nitro's able to clean one up. But how much more does he have in the tank? Knockdart's going to push him back. Shados is going to push him down 6 feet under as Nitro drops. Gambit get to 4.
All right, this is going to start getting a little troublesome. Yes, we have 100 Thieves back on a gun round, but if it is just Gambit continuously bankrolling these rounds here, 100 Thieves is always going to be looking at a buy eco. And if they do win a round and get knocked back down, it's almost worse for your money. So they have to be very careful how they use the ultimates here, how they proceed. And I don't know if it's possible right now to figure out how to get to Gambit because they're so patient that they're not setting a precedent with either or any round. They could be at B, and 20 seconds later, everyone's at A.
Early Viper's Pit used from Nitro.
All right,
to
little
hold down
control,
A. Yep,
little control.
And they have the alarm bot in there as well. So even if somebody tries to boldly sneak their way through that, the alarm bot pops that up. Defo looking to work the middle of the map. Hiko's just on the other side. And Ethan pushing forward, but they've got another sniffer. Chronicle sniffing things out. Ethan can't get in.
And Nats is already healed. They push through where they know they could find early aggression. Hiko's been peeking. Redgar's there to heal. Just the setups they have. You already had Defo up top. Good information, though, from 100 Thieves. They need every bit of info they can get. Wall over for the drone. Living in his head. Oh, my word.
Hiko cleaned up. Middle of the map. And not that they had really control to begin with, but if there was any semblance of control, it's long gone at this point. As you see, members of GAMBIT are now going to rotate back over towards A, but Asuna looking to play spoiler a bit. He can certainly cause some damage. We need, if you're a fan of 100 Thieves, you need Asuna to get online. The timing was beautiful as Ethan gets caught.
Nitro hears at least 2 footsteps. Left. He can easily make that call, and maybe even a third one trickled in there for himself if he could decipher it. As Asuna starts to back off, and this is what I just said about Gambit. They're at one site. A few seconds later, they're planting at the opposite.
Yeah, they're gonna cut it close this time, but I guess it wouldn't be Gambit if that wasn't the case. Asuna, good for it though. Not even getting the diffuser. Defo's going in aggressive. Asuna shuts him down. He's good for 3. Spike did go down, however. You've got the Empress. But you've got, I mean, you've got to get an orb here, right? Like, you've got to get a soul orb to get back into a better position. Viper's wall goes up. The swing is there. Chronicle cleans him up. Nitro left in the 1v2. Chronicle's down to 18 health. Nats is weak as well. There's certainly time to do this. Oh, Nitro's getting pinched in, down to 27 health. Nats knows exactly where he is. Spike continuing to tick. Nitro's gonna have to bust the move here, man, but they're drawing his attention away from both sides. Wow. There's no way to focus on anything. Nitro tried to tap at the end there, but there was nothing doing Gambit get to 5.
It does seem like they have an answer, too, for each situation where it's going 3 to 4, and wait, we lost a lot. Don't peek. I'm rotating around. We cause a back distraction. The timing was perfect there. If he had started defusing, you're wondering, wait, what? But this as well. The patience to be in mid. It's not the first time they've been able to just creep their way up mid. We saw him doing it before. Asuna able to pick up the kills, but they change. Gambit changes what they're doing after that push. This time we wall over. Next time, it could be something completely different.
100 Thieves back on a very light buy here, just pistols. As Gambit just seemed to have their number. What do 100 Thieves dial up, right? Like, what else can you do? You've got to show them different looks because what they've shown so far is just not working.
Nice little flip of the obs there to see what Nitro, or Ethan rather, can actually see on the screen. And it doesn't look like he'll get a peek either. just how intense these moments are. You got to hit the sheriff shot. You're hoping for the first one. What's your backup after this, right? You're just trying to stay alive and kind of hunker down. Here, it looks like he will try to push forward, and he's going to be met with the welcoming committee real quick. There's Redgar.
The wall goes down to, like, they drop the wall for him to be able to swing, right?
Yep.
Like, Nitro looking to get the timing on that, but there are just too many angles for him to cover. Asuna looking to take space away, and Shados was wise to it, right? Working his way around, making something happen as well towards A. And again, this isn't exactly an ideal buy for 100 Thieves, but they just haven't found any space. This has been very reminiscent of what we've seen for the entire half.
30 seconds
Darts
left.
out. They'll be counting that. It's about 30 seconds left in the round. Hiko may not be able to fire another one of those out if it ends in kills. Spike down. We'll give him that utility once again. Shados, Indiana Jones on the way over. First shots coming in from the 410. And it looks like they'll be able to hunker on this one. Defo goes down, finds Hiko. And even from their positions of safety, they're getting taken down before even entering the site. GAMBIT moves forward and takes what they want right now. 6-1. Moving into the round 7 on Icebox. Or 8, rather.
Prime gaming flawless coming out from GAMBIT, and that's exactly what's going to cause the timeout. You give 100 Thieves this moment, just some time to, again, try to recollect themselves. And I think the difficult thing for 100 Thieves is they just look lost, right? Like, they haven't been able to get footing. They haven't been able to get anything going. It seemed like a bit of a struggle on Ascent. Seems to continue here on Ascent, or excuse me, on Icebox. And Riv, again, statistically, this is GAMBIT's worst half, right? Like, they get
by a
better
percentage,
in the second
but yeah,
half.
it is true. It is true. What a showing from GAMBIT right now. We are getting the timeout as 100 Thieves continues to talk. We can see the coach there sitting behind them. I absolutely love that the coach integrated into the atmosphere, into the field. He can see, you know, which player is kind of happy, jeering what's going on in the situation as well. GAMBIT taking this time to discuss how they've been playing. And honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Holy moly.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You're absolutely right. And, like, there's just so much onus right now on 100 Thieves.
It's true.
To change something, make something happen. I think, you know, a performance like this may be expected against a smaller region, but here for 100 Thieves, you've got the pedigree, you've got the resume, you've got everything
That's
there.
what they bring to the table.
Right,
100
exactly.
Thieves has the experience, Doug.
Yep, it's just been very impressive from GAMBIT up until this point. If you're 100 Thieves, you've got to dial up something different here, and we're seeing some of it, right? The drone, tip of the spear. Asuna is going to be able to take space away. Ethan's going to be able to take space away across mid as well, and that's a big opening kill. We haven't seen that very much out of Ethan. Natch drops first.
3 ultimates on both sides. There's the Empress coming out. We'll see if they can make this work. Nitro just misses the wall, and he will be taken down by Shados, traded by Asuna.
Punished. Punishers coming out from Hiko. Oh my goodness, that's a ton of info, but he's going to be able to get any kills off of it. Asuna it causes enough havoc, right, back towards Yellow Box, and it's enough to get him a kill. A couple of ears dropping out. They know where he is. The Empress is online. As Asuna working things around, he's good for it. Shados running for the fences, but no, it's actually Shados who's able to get one of his own. Ooh. A little dueling Empresses here. Shados stays alive. Still has the leer, doesn't have the spike.
One way is giving him some trouble.
Yeah, and I guess the benefit is that there is no flank, right? There is no pinch. Everything is in front of him. He gets one. Shados. Shados, good for 2. He's already got 4. Is he going to get another? 6 bullets. He's going to have to reload.
30 seconds left.
Hiko dancing around. Hiko's been so good historically in these moments, but when you've got Shados who's doing things like this, 22 seconds left.
Hiko's dart gives up that position.
Shados not able to land the shots. Hiko, I mean, a lifeline. They're living on nothing. And 100 Thieves able to win the round.
He did ask for help from some higher power there for just a moment. Pull back out those clutches that he can do, because that was going to be Shados' round. Absolutely incredible positioning, ability to create 1v1s, snap to the top, another, and he's just not having any trouble with these. Just even peeking the op, too. Absolutely brazen.
Desperately needed round there from 100 Thieves, right? Get that one. There, you've got Steel with the lockdown online. The thing is, you've got 3 ultimates on the side of GAMBIT as well, and they're significant ultimates, right? The Viper's Pit. And then if those 3 ultimates are not enough, well, then you've got Defo as well on the side of GAMBIT, and he's just continuing to pile it on.
Can't wait to look at the first blood stats coming in here. It seems like 100 Thieves is always working a member down so fast into the round. Again through mid. Time and time again. GAMBIT just waltzes up mid.
While Ethan's trying to push forward, he's going to get cleaned up. Nitro's now working his way up mid alongside Steel, but it may be a bit too late. The one benefit is that the spike isn't even on the site, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have to pull back. They're going to have to rotate their way all the way back up towards A. That should buy Nitro and Steel a little bit of time, potentially drop the lockdown. But the thing is, with how much time is left on the round, with the noise that's cut, they can maybe swing out. But all right, Chronicle getting the spike down.
Spike planted.
And Nat's already in position too. Just fire in some Viper bites from there, even if the site does get dropped eventually. He's actually going to rotate all the way around. You gotta be kidding me. They don't stop in rounds. They plant and they're like, what else can we do to make this tougher instead of just sit in one spot? GAMBIT always thinking, always moving.
For 100 Thieves here. In this 2v5, right? Like, make sure that you don't not go for it, and it seems to be working. Of course, as I say that. Nitro drops, so Steel's left alone, and Nats, you called the flank just a couple of seconds ago. It comes to fruition. The play delays just long enough for him to get into an advantageous position. GAMBIT up to 7, 100 Thieves still lost on footing.
And I love that movement by Nats, because you have to assume that with 100 Thieves seeing 2 members of GAMBIT walk up mid and take down Hiko, they're going to leave flank protection there. So it does take a little extra time to go all the way around, but he ensures that he's not going to give himself up too early. He's not just going to get taken out by 100 Thieves. Great play, great flank, 7-2 as we head to round 10. Yeah, 100 Thieves is grabbing these rounds, but GAMBIT says, no, we'll take that right back.
I look at the coach, right? Just like,
Stressful.
yep. All right. GAMBIT dialing up hot and heavy towards A. No look, no mid lurk, no flank, no Asuna. As Defo again gets opening pick, right? Ethan's already super weak as well. He's gonna drop. Everybody got in on the action there. As you see, 2 people got an assist. The Shadows got the finishing blow, and now he gets advantageous, aggressive position up across site. Defo gets a second one as well. Again, this isn't a gun round for 100 Thieves, but Riv, there hasn't been much of a difference between the gun rounds and the pistols, to be honest.
You're not wrong, Doug. You are not wrong at this point. GAMBIT putting on the Icebox defense clinic right now. Chronicle going to finish out Hiko on that one. And it's comfortability plays that they get comfort plays rather, that they get these positions. We've seen Defo on that Jenny right side multiple times taking down Hiko. Nobody's allowed to come upstairs. 100 Thieves is having a hard time encroaching or getting to the sites that GAMBIT is taking over, and it's absolutely absurd. It's awesome to see from GAMBIT, and they are having a hell of a time here. Look at that bankroll. 8,200 for Nats, 4,800, 6,250. 100 Thieves might have to ask for a loan soon.
And while GAMBIT are like full-on invested 401k, they're going to be all right for a little while. Their retirement paid for. 100 Thieves are in serious trouble here. 8-2. And again, a heavy look, more aggressive than is usual, than is customary out of GAMBIT. But 100 Thieves, at least for the time being, have been a bit more stalwart in their defense. They're able to get an open pick onto Nats. They're going to get the Viper's pit down as well. Excellent start.
That's the pop shots that they need on the side. 100 Thieves, the quick peeks, getting Asuna into the fray. It seems like they've all been a little too timid to take these shots, because that Shados having the confidence to make sure that first shot is a headshot.
And it's little split-second moments like that, right? We're talking about a 5v3, the res comes, the kills traded, all of a sudden that advantage that you haven't been able to come across very often is gone.
Looking for Drone. Drone's down, or Drone is still up for now. If he decides to use it, look like that might be the play towards mid. Hiko's waiting on it, but Chronicle takes down Steel. And 100 Thieves isn't even convinced that this is going to be the A hit. They're still decently spread out. Anchor on B, Hiko mid, Anchor A, and Hiko gets dropped by Redgar.
He was mid. And the thing is, you're right, they weren't convinced that it's a hit A, and for good reason, right? Like, the thing is, it's almost like 100 Thieves know that you can't trust the first pump fake.
Or the second.
Or the second, or the third. and at that moment, right, like GAMBIT are so far in that you think you got to wait till the third pump fake.
Right.
They drop the Hail Mary on the first, and all of a sudden, like, crap.
Nitro.
We got played.
It's tough when you're getting the family photo from GAMBIT as you turn the corner. They're all looking right at you. And now it's going to be up to Nitro. Ulti's about to pop down on the other side, and he will do what he can for the 3v1. This always becomes so tough because you know, as alone in retaking B, their ability to just pop out from the corner and jiggle peek is so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's pretty brutal. And then, I mean, they have long control, right? Like, Nitro's just guessing at this point. He's going to have to clear every single 50, and even then, is he even going to have enough time? Given 100 Thieves' economy situation right now, makes sense. Just go ahead and save. See if you can carry that weapon into the next round. While GAMBIT doesn't necessarily look like they're going hunting, but if things play out just right, Shados might get a shot. They can't even carry a rifle into the next round. That's how down bad they are right now.
It gets really tough. That save there. And you can see he was saving, but instantly how quickly he thought, I'm getting flanked by somebody. It's been way too long. GAMBIT always on the flank. You can always expect that. Another round in favor of GAMBIT, and we're looking at your final round of the first half here on our second map, 9-2, as GAMBIT are just feeling great with the start of this one, carrying the momentum of being that first and really locking in the playoffs in true fashion. See if they can do it.
All right, Blade Storm out of Defo. Gave him a little something to think about. Right, that blade going right by his head. Not landing the shot, but certainly enough to force him back. Dart, excuse me, is going to be cleared as well, but they get a tag, yeah.
Okay. We haven't got to see too much of the lockdown being used to deter a site take here.
But yeah, I mean, that hunter.
And we won't.
Right. I sat on it. I think that was the first one we saw all half, right? He didn't get an opportunity to use it very much at all, and then it gets countered right off the bat by Chronicle. So that's not a line, but you still have Nats with his ult. You still got Defo's Blade Storm, which has been pretty good historically. And for 100 Thieves, all you have left is From the Shadows. Defo going in aggressive. They strike at an instant, but Asuna and Ethan are keeping things close. Defo equalizing things back to a 2v2. Eco's walled off. He doesn't have any Uta left right now. He's only rocking a Guardian. Nitro only has a Spectre. And Chronicle gets a spike down.
Walling off Snowman. You just see Defo jump through his little lane that he had protected by the Viper wall, able to take on Asuna. Eco, though, with the Guardian. And Nitro coming in with a Spectre. Can they make it happen?
Chronicle, yeah, he's going to get cleaned up. You asked if they could make it happen. They can. Nitro gets the last one. So for GAMBIT, they get a 9-3 half on their weaker half.
Yeah,
on
that's true.
Icebox. An excellent start for them. 100 Thieves, you know, possibly find better footing the second time around in the second half, because I will say this, while we've talked a lot about GAMBIT and how better they are in the second half, for 100 Thieves, the gap's not huge, right? Like, statistically, they're pretty freaking good on both sides, although it didn't look that way in the first half of that map.
A new side can always bring a different mentality. Hopefully 100 Thieves can shake this off, because right now it does seem like Nerves are behind the shots that they're trying to take. Again, I want to see the first blood stats for GAMBIT, because it just seems like they are locked on, and each kill creates so much agency for them, because 100 Thieves knows the next shot's going to be harder. Next shot, and it's just been that way the whole game.
Yeah, Defo was on one. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue that in the second half. We're going to throw it down to our friend Sean Escaris to break down what he saw in the first half.
Yes, indeed, Doug. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys why GAMBIT is so good on Icebox right now against 100 Thieves. I mean, it's like I'm about to break down a nightmare, because they are just destroying my NA brethren. But $5 is $5, right, guys? So we have the Viper wall going across B like that for the plant. And let's play for a little bit right now. Play for a couple seconds, and what you're going to see is Steel and Asuna are going to set up this bait setup over here at B. So let's pause real quick. So what you're going to see right here, if we zoom in, let's see, we can zoom in down here at B, you can see the drone actually flying through right there. There's a Lear from the Reyna throne. But the real thing to look out for here is this setup that Steel has created for Asuna. And he puts a lot of faith in Asuna by doing this. There's an alarm bot and a molly there. So the alarm bot would trigger if anyone pushes yellow crate, and then Steel could pop the Molotov and protect him, right? There's not many opportunities to take him out. How does GAMBIT deal with this? So let's play for a little bit longer here. In addition to that, you can see the Viper smoke mid that we keep talking about. So they're following the drone up. They're following the drone up. The Sova comes. He meets up with the Jet and the Reyna, and you can see he's lining up an arrow. So let's pause it now. Okay, so the arrow lands in the middle of the open. This is the most random Sova arrow ever. But what it does is it gets back yellow, it gets over here, and it gets side sight. All of the places that they can aggressively get peeked from. This is a brilliant arrow to throw on the fly, and no one will be ready to break it. So let's play. This arrow gets a ping off on Asuna. That opens up this first pick, and you can see right away, the Reyna is going back to mid to meet up with the Sage. Defo has taken some extra ground, being that he's in a jet roll, he can dash away at any moment. And here you have Nats locking down this A lurk position to make sure 100 Thieves stays true to A and doesn't over-rotate or flank. So now the split is on. They've left Defo over here at B, and he's managed to find a pick onto Steel. So let's pause one more. And you can see the Sage has walled across mid inside of Nats' smoke, and they have sent 3 players up the tube. And this would have been like not too viable of a strat because of Steel's turret, but when Defo finds that pick, everything can speed up, everything is opened. So let's play it through and just see how absolutely screwed 100 Thieves is. You can see it on the map. So there's actually a great Omen blind that comes through that catches them, but it does nothing because they're in all of these close range spots. They just clean up the kills, 3 players alive, and honestly, there probably should have been all 5. They dominated every single aspect of this round, and it's so impressive to watch a team be so methodical. All right, back to you guys, Rug.
Methodical, impressive indeed, but there are 2 sides to every coin, and for GAMBIT, while it's been beautiful up until this point, they're going to have to finish the job. They're going to have to complete the heist. 100 Thieves, they've looked lost, they've looked discombobulated, they haven't been able to get much going, and GAMBIT have had their number the entire way. But can they change the tide?
I'm not sure. I feel like GAMBIT right here is going to be in 100 Thieves' face for the first attacking round. They're going to say, hey, how you doing? Remember us? That was just halftime. We are still very much here. They just seem to be on a different level right now. I don't know what they ate this morning. We'll find out for you later, but GAMBIT is definitely showing some pedigree here and what they have just as a team, right? The organization itself is a super long-running organization in that region, and then always having these top-tier teams that they can bring to the table. And it looks like these 5 guys can do the same.
So no early aggression from really A or Long. It looked like they were postured in a position where they might push it a bit, but nothing doing. A bit of a trade in utility towards Long. But 100 Thieves turned their attention over towards A. For good reason, we saw them execute very well on this side against havan Liberty, but as we've discussed, this is a bit of a different beast that you're facing. Defo's going to get pushed off. Shados is not, as he cleans up Asuna. And the thing is, Riv, that's in pistols. That's their win condition, right? It's Asuna, it's Reyna popping off. It's making chaos happen. Not a factor this time around.
Pico plans, trying to get back for the shock darts if he can get into position for these 3v5 situation, Doug. And we see the drone come out, and all of GAMBIT hop into sight here.
They're pushing their way through. The nice thing is, that dart showed them everything, but 100 Thieves were able to get a couple. It's just Steel, though. He's got the Sheriff. Shados has been spotted. Nope, Shados' ghost is better than the Sheriff this time around, as he's going to get the defuse as well.
Not a second thought about entering the site. You saw Shados hop in. 2 coming through the Viper wall from screens. Instant activation on their execution, and that bolt, the bolt that showed them all of 100 Thieves in the back, was absolutely gorgeous. See these final shots here, and just using the wall to line it up. There's Defo throwing out the fist bumps to Shados.
100 Thieves, at least for now, opting not to force, right? You've got a couple of Sheriffs, maybe a couple of Ghosts, but we saw how problematic that was on Ascent, right? They rolled the die, right? They bought up a couple of Spectres, excuse me, that had some util as well, and they got punished for it. This time they're going a bit lighter as they work the middle of the map. And again, no aggressive denial of space from GAMBIT. I think it's just a bit surprising.
What a drone. What a drone! Sees 3 in the tube. Chronicle's going to want to play with this a little bit. No, and he can farm some frags with those all points. Asuna gets the frag, though, Doug.
That's good for 2. Defo gets 1 as well. The spike is down in no man's land right now. Yeah, you've got Hiko and Nitro that are both still alive, but they're not even in the same zip code of the spike right now. They can't get within sniffing distance of it.
Need a request a delivery on this one. Oh my Nats. One after the other. He is so good at lining up 2, lining up 3, and making the end of the round come quicker than the opposing team would hope. And a great read by that drone as well. Not seeing anything mid right away. The orb, hot poison orb coming in from Nitro, just says, hey, we want to drone towards tube, and it was such a good call.
Now, if there was a moment for a comeback to start, it has to be now. It's got to be now that 100 Thieves have rifles. It hurt as much, right? Like, ideally, you win the round, right? Because you know Gambit's rocking a bonus. Do as much damage as you possibly can. But again, like we talk about windows of opportunity to get back into a map. This is one of the very few, potentially the last one that remains for 100 Thieves.
Chronicle again, checking every angle towards mid, gets a quick shot up that tube as well, but he did it from mid this time. So his priority has been to check if they're in kitchen. And now it's going to be Steel. Does he get himself up onto pipes here? It looks like he's just trying to play his turret activation for the time being. He go really clearing a long portion of B, but he may not get too much vision of sight. They're using their utility just to gain ground, which means they're going to have to win the firefight in sight.
Because there's nothing while you're in there to take the site itself.
Exactly,
yeah, you're absolutely right, Riv. So Redgar's actually in a really aggressive spot here, playing contact. Steel's playing contact off the turret, and it even triggered at the right time, but Steel just wasn't able to land the shots.
Nitro finds Defo hiding up in Nest. What else can they do?
Good Lear, good Lear. Nitro saw where he was, saw the silhouette. Asuna swings around, Redgar's cleaned up, Nitro goes in aggressive. As he's going to be able to get the spike down as well. A 4v3 in favor of 100 Thieves. They have control of the site. Nats is going to take the long, scenic route all the way around. So, I mean, if you're here, if you're Gambit, you got to push at the right time. Buy time for Nats to get there without losing your life. If you're 100 Thieves, you got to get space, right? Like, you're huddled in here, you're getting pinched around. But if you don't push out, if you don't get space, you're going to feel all of that pressure from opposite sides at the exact same time. You're not going to have anywhere to go. They're going to have to fight their way through the setup that Gambit have set up, and it's all coming off of the flank from Nats.
Nats
Here they go. They're starting to push out. Yes, huge kill from Ethan to clean up Nats. Now they have some room to breathe. The push is going to have to come in, but they can retreat further back. Excellent response from 100 Thieves. Excellent.
That could have been rifles all over the ground on the side of 100 Thieves. Great pickup by Ethan. He needs to be commended for that round and being able to save what could have been very, very costly in the upcoming rounds here. Needed rounds as well, going to the side of 100 Thieves. Nitro with a great spam to start off the chaos, which would lead 100 Thieves into this site victory. Oh, he didn't have much to shoot either.
No, big shots. Huge shots out of Ethan, and you saw he got pretty messed up. He was down to 21 health, so that kill easily could have gone either way. But now Gambit, that was their bonus. Now they're at full rifles for 100 Thieves. They lost a little bit, but not a ton, so they're still in a decent spot. Steel, the one exception, who's only going to be rocking that light armor, but not enough damage to really cause problems for 100 Thieves, at least in the previous round.
Getting all that KJ util, man. You need it. It's costly.
It's expensive.
It's costly. You just wear the light vest. Let's see what they got. So Shados here's the turret, which means Steel's going to be within range. They have a little bit of info there, but not much to work off of just yet, as 100 Thieves is going to go ahead and try to spread the map a little bit. Really to see if they can get Gambit off their first angles, which has been very, very hard.
Right. The thing is, they're pushing into a Viper's pit. Down long. All sorts of util, man. There's like nowhere for them to go, but they are going to push into it. You hear the drone, tip of the spear. Nats gets pushed off. That Viper's pit's going to come down real soon. All right, so no longer a factor. Chronicle drops early on as Steel's able to get the first kill. Nitro's down to 10 health, though. He's going to have to get healed up at the hands. Oh, he was playing in and out of the Viper util, I'm sorry. So his spike made its way down long. It's going to pull back, actually.
So again, switching it.
Yep.
Take a little of your opponent's own medicine and deliver it back to them. One side after the other. Let's see if they're going to be able to get this. They know nothing is pushed now that the turret's activated. At least to that right corner. They'll be checking everything here. 14 seconds left. Steel is deep within the site, but he's not on catwalk. I think he wanted that. Doesn't matter.
Steel good for one onto Defo. That could have been problematic. You also see Redgar's going to be pushing him from the middle of the map. Redgar good for it onto Steel. He gets his. As Shados is still trying to work his way in as well. They haven't gotten past the defenses, right? Like, they're no closer to getting onto the site than they were just a couple of moments ago before those kills. Now they're going to recollect. They're going to get a bit more space to work with, but Hiko still has a shock dart. Asuna is able to clean up Redgar. Shados is all that's left. It looks like he's going to get away, save that Vandal, carry it on into the next round. So for 100 Thieves for now, they continue to avoid a loss.
And that's great to see for 100 Thieves, not just that they're avoiding the loss, but that even after the use of quite a bit of that util, we saw drone going up in different locations, waiting the round out like that has told them a little bit that Gambit will give up a little bit of agency to the site because they don't want to get overrun by a stampeding 100 Thieves that does choose to take one. So maybe they read that longer the round goes, Gambit will take a few more steps back as long as 100 Thieves can keep agency, at least to know nobody's come forward with things like the KJ turret and drone.
Yes, indeed. And again, another benefit for 100 Thieves here is that given how the last couple of rounds have gone, Gambit are in a weird of a mixed buy, right? You've got a couple of Buckies, got a Shorty. Actually,
does look like it.
I look at stuff like that, and you know, the logically, I think, oh, this should be fine, right? But there's just too much chaos that we've seen happen with those guns. It's like, well, I mean, maybe.
And they're playing very much to the power of those guns, keeping it close, playing a crossfire, and making sure they are bettering their chance to get a frag with this low cost or low buy purchase. Oh, Nats is even more ready now. Nats is so ready. Oh, so is Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan able to clean up both of those. I think Gambit, both Nats and Redguard, they got a little bit of the yips, a little excited, wanted to make a move happen, and they get cleaned up for it. So an excellent start here for 100 Thieves. Again, you expect this round to go their way, and so far, so good. A 5v2 in favor of 100 Thieves. They're able to get onto B, the paranoia to clear things out. Spike should go down. The two remaining members of Gambit rotate through, so he did spot Shados. And he should get a great sightline onto Defo here, and this dude's gonna have a shorty. On the opposite side, right? Like, well, what are you gonna do? You can tickle him from that distance.
Dash, shorty, kill, kill, dash, shorty. It's Defo. We don't know what's gonna happen. And that's 2 for alt point. But it does look like with 45 seconds after that spike is planted, there won't be enough time to get close enough for a kill. Steel picks that one up, and the experience is coming into play. You know, it's the ace up the sleeve for 100 Thieves that Ethan, Steel, Hiko, all of them know what this has been like, and they can just let the other members know it's calm, it's fine, keep playing your game, you're doing great, and they all build each other up. It's one of the strongest things about that team.
It is one of their strengths, and they're going to have to continue to tap into that wealth of experience and that wealth of knowledge because, yes, they've won the last couple of rounds. They've won 3, actually, which is an excellent bit as far as momentum goes, but, dog, they're still staring up Mount Everest, right? This is still a big mountain that they have to climb to make this competitive to get all the way to map 3.
Ethan gaining good ground here to start. Where do they put this smoke?
You should run.
It's going to somewhat block off the snowman area as Nats goes ahead, gives a little agency with that Viper bite, but he'll wait for the team to retake this execute. 100 Thieves in B. Yeah,
and you can tell Gambit has to pull off. There's no Hunter's Fury to clear things out. They're going to have to give up that space and then attempt to retake. The benefit for them is that it is going to be a straight up 5v5. You hear the Viper's Pit has been used as well. Out of Nitro to continue to control that area of the map. You've got Shados back towards Snowman, continuing to try to apply pressure as Ethan has his hands full. Excellent paranoia there. He's going to have to drop. That's a big kill onto Shados. Get him offline as Asuna looking to continue to work things, looking to continue to make things happen. Steel's good for 1 as well. Members of Gambit continue to drop like flies. But Ethan spotted Defo, but he's going to have to back up. It's just Defo. He's got the Blade Storm. He's in a 1v3 though. And the spike continues to tick away. I don't know if he's going to be able to get into this. You hear it continue to tick. You hear it continue to speed up. This round should go in favor of 100 Thieves, and it was a great use of ultimate utility, right? Like, you got in, you used the lockdown off the steel to create some space. You were able to chain a bit of that utility to allow their way in, and then an excellent hold.
Nice job, Asuna hitting his shots now. Seemed like they were getting the better of him in the first half, and now that these trades aren't so confidently going in the favor of Gambit, we're seeing 100 Thieves be able to open up a site with a little less pressure, a little less utility, and feel better about backing each other up in these situations. It seems like they also have an idea that Gambit's flanks are something that's always going to be there. You see 100 Thieves looking over their shoulder more often than not within this game. So a lot of adapting happening right now, and it seems like GAMBIT is starting to fall prey to what 100 Thieves is doing in their map spread and that movement forward to whatever site they want late in the round.
Yeah, I think it's not only falling prey to that, but also starting to fall prey to the momentum that's shifting, right? Like you can feel the tides turning. You see GAMBIT calling a timeout here, give them a chance to reset because 4 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves, right? Like economy should heavily be their way right now. It hasn't always been easy, but they've been able to put together a couple of rounds, get something cooking.
We were looking at that bankroll for GAMBIT. We wondered if 100 Thieves would ever be able to get their own bread, and yes, they are. Asuna on your screen here, one of the top fraggers of North America, and he is trying to keep that going here with confident opening rounds for 100 Thieves. Hiko, Clutchmaster on your screen. Again, we're talking about the experience these teams bring. And those members of 100 Thieves really know what every situation has been like. Nitro, Steel, and Hiko. We'll see if they can bring this one to a victory. You're looking at 2 ultimates on the side, 100 Thieves. That's a Hunter's Fury. And the Omen ultimate from the Shadows. Where will they decide to go? And Redgar's ultimate and Defo's ult is up in the Blade Storm.
So, and that's the thing, I think excellent to call that out because Defo's Blade Storm means that the Classic he doesn't have to buy and he can still cause problems. Now Redgar is going to be much worse for where no Blade Storm, as Ethan and Asuna get a couple of kills, get a couple of kills early on. Asuna just down to 7 health though, but an excellent start for 100 Thieves.
Nat's gas about to go down. They usually make a play right off of this to get a quick peek in. He's getting a drone for assistance as well once his gas goes down. Look at how they're simultaneously using this utility to keep each other protected. Wow, that was clean.
Okay, so is he gonna? Okay, he does stick it, right? Steel took all of that space A. He's able to stick from the shadows onto the site, get the spike down, and now you've got the remaining members of GAMBIT who are gonna rotate in from middle, right into Nitro's lab. Nitro gets 2, Chronicle trades it out, but that's all he's gonna do is Ethan takes care of him. 100 Thieves get to 8. Riv, we talked about it. Shifting.
The shots are turning. Shots are getting snappier. You can see it from both sides here. It was GAMBIT bringing the shots to the table as 100 Thieves starts to find that aim now. Hello, this actually scared me. I backed away. I literally backed away from the screen. That was an interesting one right there. Asuna ready, handing out the fist bumps. We'll see if 100 Thieves can keep it going. And what's the win here, right, for GAMBIT? They bring out an operator here for Defo. He's going to be holding hard angles and back to the shadows for him, hiding for the last moment until you think you're safe, and he takes you from a hard angle.
Oh, Match tried getting away. A great shot from Ethan to apply pressure towards B, give them some room to work with. That's going to force the wall out of Redgar. You see it up already. But that's all they've got so far.
Nobody giving a shot to Defo yet. You can see he's far back on the Jenny. I believe in A. And he's just holding that position as the rest of the team is trying to deliver all the info. No real rotation just yet. They have 2 kind of hovering around mid for GAMBIT, so they have any option for a site. And Spike is picked up, hovering towards B now.
Riv, you called it a couple of rounds ago, 100 Thieves giving GAMBIT a bit of a taste of their own medicine, right? Like this is GAMBIT, right? Like make some noise and then cut noise for a long time, make them really think about where they're gonna go, don't show a single bit of information, and then late in the round, pull the trigger.
Now using off utility. Utility towards A with a movement towards B. Shadows backs up. They get a leer out of that as well. So a few things going in the favor of 100 Thieves, but GAMBIT still feeling comfortable about what's going on, and they call the B exec.
Chronicle goes ahead and invests the Hunter's Fury to try to tag him. I mean, they were right? Like the Spidey sensors were there. They understood where they were, but they weren't able to tag anything up. 100 Thieves managed to get onto the site as Nitro, gets the spike down. Asuna. Forget it. Asuna didn't even have to do anything. Steel was able to take care of 2 of his own. The Lear swings out. The shots are delivered, but Defo's up, able to take care of Steel. 1v4. Make that a 1v3. And surely you don't challenge him here. Surely not.
They know where he's going, though. You see the pings actually coming out on your minimap from the side of 100 Thieves. I loved the pressure from Steel coming in through Kitchen this round. 100 Thieves is trying to work off the ball now. And gross.
No shot!
A moment of silence.
No shot!
Holy. One in the chamber. Who wants to peek him? Holy crap, Defo. You are something else. 11-9 as 100 Thieves is 2 rounds away. Even with play like that on the screen.
You called the pressure. Yeah, you called the pressure out from Steel Tricks Kitchen. It was beautiful. It was dialed up at just the right time. But, I mean, dog, that is pretty to watch, isn't it? Oh.
Love it. Chills, man. I just got literal goosebumps and I had already seen it once. Oh my God, Defo. Round 21. Gambit has been 2 away for quite some time.
Light buy out for Gambit as well. 3 sheriffs. And an op in the hands of Defo, and we just saw what he can do with it. Carries it in from the next round. Early wall coming out here from Redgar right at 410 to provide a bit of a problem. As 100 Thieves look to turn their attention towards A, there's no doubt about where they're headed. You hear the 100 Street come out from Eco as he tries to tag some up, but nothing doing quite yet. Yeah, he's able to clear out the back, but they try to push off of that. They try to take some of that space away, and that's exactly what Austin is trying to do. He gets back into the deepness of the site. Ethan's going to be able to get the spike down, pull back just a tad.
So see if Gambit replays this wall. They'll put the Viper wall up towards screens. Oh, actually, they're also started to use, so they're not going to be able to get that one back in. But usually they crash through utility. And not this time. You already saw Hiko's all up the gut and allowed the team to get into the site. Lockdown out. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, 100 Thieves are leaving nothing to chance here. They invest the Hunter Siri. They invest the lockdown. They're refusing to give anything up. Nats was able to get one, but Defo again in a mission to save the op. And well, I said in the previous round, surely they don't challenge him.
Here they go. Laced
they go.
up.
Here they go again. You can see Asuna on your screen right now. He's fired up. He's feeling good about it because let's be honest, Rip, they were dead, right? 100 Thieves were underwater and they pull themselves out of this insane deficit that they were in. Insane deficit that they were in. We talked about them staring up Mount Everest. They've hiked that bad boy. They're this close to reaching the summit, but it's not done yet.
Absurd stuff here from the experience of 100 Thieves. So many years of tactical FPS competition. And like I said, seeing just about every situation your rounds could be in. It's never over. And that's something that's streaming through their brains right now. Gambit looking to get that tie, or 100 Thieves looking to tie Gambit here with this round. Defo, the op, still in hand as he has protected that round after round.
Viper's Pit used right off the bat from Gambit to lock down B, and they're going to push Ethan back, right? Like, look at the pressure as Nats works his way up into his Viper's Pit, pushing back Ethan. He's not really going to be able to swing around that, and this is a really difficult thing for 100 Thieves. If they want to flip back towards B, they're going to have to work their way through all of that Viper util, and that's much easier said than done.
Most of the util here for Chronicle is down. He'll be waiting a few seconds for that. Drones out, down, not meaning they didn't gain info, but has been used. They are wanting to know exactly what 100 Thieves is doing right away. A ping onto Shados. And it looks like the backup and defensive set here for Gambit.
Yeah, but 100 Thieves are not committed to this, right? Like, they've made noise, they've drawn attention, they dropped the Empress, but the spike is nowhere there. Ethan hasn't left. You see Nitro, excuse me, is still playing across the middle of the map. That's not where the play is, and Nats hasn't taken the bait.
Yeah, the fact that Shados just dropped Asuna, the going in with utility, hearing that, like, oh, they're backing up the Empress. Yep. You saw how quick the retaliation was with the wall, and for Asuna to drop, Gambit gets that info. They know they can reset. Actually feeling pretty good coming into round 22 here with that first frag on their side.
Now 100 Thieves have to commit with only 20 seconds left. They don't really have very many options. Redgar playing just around the smoke. Shados has been cleaned up. Redgar's going to get messed up as well. This Chronicle plays up top.
They're all just huddled together.
Yeah. You've got Nats who's working around. Nitro's able to clean that up, back off the flank, so there's no pressure coming in from there. Additionally, Nitro's going to continue to take space away, but Shados on the res. Shados is pretty damn good, and he's back
4v3
online. Chronicle drops. Spike continuing to tick away. Op shot goes just a bit wide. Nitro does have, or excuse me, Hiko does have a shock dart, and there it is, no longer online. Hiko able to get one apiece. Ethan cleans the last one up as well. Oh, baby, we're tied at 11.
Take a look at what the econ says coming out of this round. There are ultimates on the side of Gambit. If they want to throw down to Nats ult to secure a round or at least deter 100 Thieves from the site, they have the chance. 100 Thieves is going to call a timeout. I actually love this. Yep. You can ride too high. I'll tell you that right now. As big as this is, shakes can still come into play this many rounds in, even if you felt smooth. So take a breath. do the Hiko deep breath, make sure we clutch out the map, and that's what 100 Thieves is looking to do right now. It's not because anything is wrong, it's because it's all right.
I mean, really, everything's in front of them here, and you know, it's just been an excellent
time.
Yep, excellent adaptation from 100 Thieves, right? Like, we felt things were not going their way, things were looking pretty dire, right? Like, they were in dire straits for, I mean, since the beginning of the series. Right? This is the first time we've really seen 100 Thieves with some life, with some energy. Yeah. They're back online, they're fully online. You see it fist bumps across the board. They're feeling themselves, but you're right, Riv. You can get too high, right? Like, you can ride that high a bit too much, and you find yourself in a position where you make a careless mistake. So you're right. I love that call. Slow things down. Make sure you understand what's in front of you. 100 Thieves are in a great spot to get to map point, right? Like, it's a light buy out of GAMBIT.
8 rounds in favor of 100 Thieves. Straight on this second half. That means it is the $2,900 per loss going over the side of GAMBIT. You see, that gives them guns again next round. They're doing all right. Spectre buys are going to allow GAMBIT a 12th round buy here, even though they're going in again. So playing the econ right, but 100 Thieves still using the momentum here.
Ride that wave all the way in. My gosh, I thought Ethan, was going to stick it. Defo actually cleans up Asuna, but they do apply a good bit of pressure down B long.
Yeah.
They've got Steel, who's making sure no one has pushed their way up. He's also playing off of the turret so he can swing off. Now they're going to flip the map back. A is entirely open.
Moving through mid, this has proved quite useful for both teams as it spreads the map a bit, and how they use it, that's going to be Redgar going down to start things off. 100 Thieves now spread the map once again.
Yeah, the classic is just not a fair fight in that moment. As devastating as the right click can be, there's just not a whole lot that it can do there. So you're right, for 100 Thieves, you have an opportunity to reset. You still have a gun advantage while the numbers may not be leaning your way. I love that they cut noise. You see Chronicle has to rotate off while they're still leaning towards B. They're going to hit that site.
Nitro ultimate ready. Once they do get in, Shadows could turn it if he gets in with the Empress and has a nice flank for himself, but he's coming from the front side of the site.
30 seconds
and it
left.
looks like that's going to be the case for everyone. No, Chronicle's going to have the late flank. How does this work for 100 Thieves? Spike going down.
He hasn't gotten it down. But they may not have to as they're just getting kills across the board.
Whoa.
Yeah, forget the spike, just get the kills. 100 Thieves at map point, looking to put 1 round away from pushing us to map 3.
9 rounds in a row for 100 Thieves. Can they make it 10 straight? Asuna starting to pop off. I think one of the biggest things we recognize in the change of rounds from first to second half is just first blood. Who's going down first? There, we did see Redgar go down and some trades in the site, but every time 100 Thieves has been able to open up the map on one member of GAMBIT, they just seem to be able to run the gauntlet to either side.
They get those openings, they get that space, and they take it. You give them an inch, and they are going to indeed take the entire site off of that, but can they do it again? Heavy lean towards mid. You've got some info that nobody was pushing in from A off of Hiko's drone, or off of Hiko's dart, excuse me. They've actually worked their way up, and that's the same drone that you called a couple of rounds ago.
Yep. Seems like they'll play this one a little bit slower, knowing 100 Thieves also knows that strat. May have pushed through it, may have just waited. You can see they're waiting for the peek that would have come through that tube.
I think Nats saw the gun. I think Nats just saw Nitro's gun there. Just for a split second, like just the pixel of it, Nitro backed up. But I think Nats should have a very good idea of where Nitro is.
Oh my word. So at least he doesn't have any advantage out of getting this orb, so he's not tempted to go grab it. No! Caster curse. As he moves up, Nitro goes down. Nats is there. A nice bite because he knows he's not getting out of this one safe as the team's trying to rotate over for some help. He does get the heal. No, they wait off.
Shock dart out of Hiko's able to clean that up. So numbers equalized at 4 apiece. Of course, as I say that, 100 Thieves get the numbers advantage. Redgar has dropped. 3 members remain on the side of GAMBIT as that's been equalized. Kills trading back and forth. As Ethan gets the spike down, Shados playing around the smoke. Shados swings out, able to dismiss away, grabs the kill, excuse me, onto Ethan. As now GAMBIT have the numbers advantage. Remaining members of 100 Thieves huddled up. Back behind yellow. Not a ton of Yuta to work with. I mean, you've got the shock dart, but Hiko's playing pretty tight here, Asuna. Able to clear out the dart.
Sonar's up.
Cloudburst not be able to spade space. Shadows good for one.
Vigo.
Eco trades one out. Oh, just narrowly not able to get the second.
Vigo.
He doesn't pitching in. He's able to get a second one. Eco, 24 health, running for the
playing
fences. Chronicle has plenty of health. Chronicle on the tap. He's got to get
Pros
it to
don't
half here.
fake.
He's got to get it to half
Oh
here.
my
Eco
God.
swings out. He gets 4. He gets the Red Bull clutch. 100 Thieves were down, but they steal the round away from GAMBIT to push us to map 3.
11 straight rounds coming from 100 Thieves.